Alright man, let's talk about what's really going on with this Diddy business, the Roc Nation connections, and the rest of this celebrity circus. Because, the media gives you one story, but when you start looking at the details and all the patterns, you start to see things a little differently. It ain't just drama for drama's sake. There are some serious allegations going on, some true crime level type of stuff. A whole lot of mystery that makes you think there's bigger forces at play, So what I'm going to do in this video is react to some of these key clips, break down the information from my perspective, and try to cut through all of the noise. We'll look at the claims, the theories, and yeah, we'll probably find some moments that are just so out there, you gotta laugh at it. It's a complex web, absolutely. But we're gonna try to untangle a few of these threads. Now let's get started. But before we continue, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it to a friend who's also a fan of true crime. Now let's go. Diddy walking free? Don't be fooled. This first clip breaks down why the feds really raided his crib. And this is not just about him.
And the FBI didn't go seize those tapes to find him guilty. They went to seize those tapes to erase whoever they wanted to be erased off those tapes.
First of all, you got these clowns online screaming that he's innocent. But this clip right here, nigga, this clip lays out a different angle altogether. And honestly, it makes a lot more sense. The theory, Diddy just a fall guy, or at least he's just a distraction. They're saying the feds didn't hit his house to get him. They wanted to get other people because it's a mountain of secrets that Diddy got on these tapes. That's what they're trying to get, to save the other celebrities, the politicians, and I don't know. What you think of that? We're talking high-level damage control for these super elite shadow people. Let's see if this guy's cooking with facts or he just blowing smoke.
Diddy innocent. Yeah, Diddy ain't took no pussy. Diddy ain't got one victim said he done this to me. Not one. Other than Cassies saying I was in a relationship, he used to beat on me. But nigga, not even Cassies went to the police. She went to a lawyer. The lawyer went to the courts and said, hey, we want some money. If you really done this, fuck that money. Put him in jail. He's a monster. So she never went to the police. So when you look at the indictments of Diddy, it's only one victim on the case. That's Cassies. They have no other victims. Diddy just was a freaky nigga who was having orgies, who recorded everybody who participated in the orgies. But he a solid nigga and he ain't gonna tell. He gonna try to fight it. So it's a lot of people who secretly go help him win because he won't say nothing. And the FBI didn't go seize those tapes to find him guilty. They went to seize those tapes to erase whoever they wanted to be erased off those tapes, so they don't be found guilty. Because he recorded everybody and everything. So if you go back through Diddy's history, there's not one celebrity, there's not one political figure, from Donald Trump to the Prince of Wales to Harry and homie, all major figures have stood next to Diddy at a Diddy party, smiling, taking pictures with him, and he recorded everything. So our FBI didn't go get evidence against Diddy. They went to go clean up evidence against other people. Because once they seize it and go in and go look at it, you don't know what's on it. He know what's on it. And just like in the movies, you think he ain't telling his lawyer, say, man, if they find me guilty, I got some more tapes over there with everything on it. You think he ain't saying this? So initially there was a black male attorney, a U.S. attorney who was on Diddy's case. He voluntarily came off of it. Yeah, Diddy go be found not guilty.
What did you say, nigga?
So the narrative is Diddy got a big blackmail library and the feds went in there to, it's not time for you to get blackmailed yet. When it's time, but not today, on all these rich and famous people. You know what? In this clowny world, it almost doesn't seem like it's a lie. The world is a stage, right? And the lawyer who was like, you know what, I don't got nothing to do with that. He might have saw his own face on one of them tapes, or somebody might have tapped him and said, yo, we got you, right? I mean, Diddy got you, not we, because we're not affiliated, but we saw the tape though, for real though. He might have knew he was on there doing the electric slide with somebody. when he got a whole wife he should be electric sliding with. You know, it bees like that sometimes. Man, I'm just saying, this ain't just about Diddy. Maybe, possibly. Or is this just about Diddy? Man, who knows, man? But what you think? Is Diddy a puppet or the puppet master with too many dang on strings? Leave it in the comments. Cassies texts exposed in court. Victim or willing participant in Diddy's freaky games.
Cassie told Diddy she was always down for a Diddy off, stating that she wanted things to get even uncontrollable.
Now let's go into the courtroom, cause this is where it gets even wilder. Diddy's ultra high priced lawyers are trying to flip the script on Cassie. Their big move? Showing a bunch of her old text messages. It's common practice. Oh, so you said he did this? But what about when you did that? Ain't that the same thing? It sure is. Not guilty, Your Honor. People always try to paint the victim in some type of weird light. Is it creative? Not really, but it tends to work. They're basically saying, see, she liked it. She asked for it. So let's break this down. They want to chalk it up to like consensual chaos. That's the defense's legal master stroke, you know, like they did some super exclusive. It's like, don't we just do this in arguments with our wives? Or at least our wives do it to us, right, fellas? Either way, it's kind of a slimy tactic, in my opinion.
So basically, during cross-examination, Diddy's lawyers went and digged up some more texts, and they stated that Cassie told Diddy that she was always down for a Diddy off, stating that she wanted things to get even uncontrollable. She also admitted that her and Diddy broke it off a little bit. She went to go date Kid Cudi, but still was secretly doing Diddy offs with Diddy, and that Diddy threatened their relationship later down the line. Oh, and remember when she was asking for $30 million? We found out how much she got paid. Diddy paid her $20 million in 24 hours. When asked why she wrote the book, she just stated that she wanted him to see it. Side note, they claim her husband was staring at Diddy the whole time, like mad as hell after he found out that she did so many Diddy offs. She also went into detail stating that while she was with him, she linked up with Diddy for, I guess, closure, and Diddy did the unspeakable to her. But then after that happened, she linked up with Diddy again consensually and stated that they had a great night. I'm telling you all the main things that happened, because majority of the stuff was them just keep on talking about all the Diddy offs, like regurgitating the same stuff, bro. Regardless, what do you guys think about this? This has people torn, saying that, oh, she was messing with it previously, but then later down the line, she stopped messing with it. While other people were like, no, she's just saying these things because she just wanted him, you feel me? Wanted to make him feel good. Like basically just saying it so that she would be safe. She wasn't saying it because she actually wanted it. That's what people are saying. Regardless, I'm just reporting the news. What do you guys think about this?
So the defense's smoking gun is Cassie saying LOL me too to a freak off invite and her needing to go get some candles for said freak off invite. That means she's supposed to have orchestrated these alleged S&M parties. Come on now, dog. Come on now, mine. This whole she was into it defense tactic stinks. It's classic victim blaming. Ask any manipulator. That's the first thing you do. It's your fault I punched you in your eye. These folk out here trying to make a complex, potentially abusive power dynamic look like a kinky weekend getaway. What a freak off. I'm not sure I'm buying what Diddy's lawyers are selling. Are you? Cause I'm pretty sick of the scumbaggery. But you leave it in the comments and tell me what you think. Wanna make it in the music industry? This is the sick price Diddy makes you pay. Allegedly. Allegedly.
How exactly did Diddy use people's desire to be part of the music business against them to be able to essay them?
This next piece, man, this is the stuff they don't show you on Behind the Music. Remember that show on VH1? My millennials might not. But us Gen Xers do. This OP lays out the alleged dark underworld of trying to get on in the music industry. Especially if you're trying to work with supposed alphas like Puffy. Forget paying your dues with hard work. This Negro's gonna make you walk to the Cheesecake Factory to get him a glass of water. And when you get back, you getting drugged, touched, and pressured. Allegedly. Allegedly. For a lot of years, people have hinted that it's not about talent. It's about how much BS you willing to eat. Not take, my guy. Swallow. So let's hear about the grim reality from someone who claims they were in the trenches.
How exactly did Diddy use people's desire to be part of the music business against them to be able to essay them? Let me break it down. Lil Rod explained the game to me. If you want to be a big rapper or producer, you need the cosign of the industry's elites. You're going to have to work with one of them for the other elites and the middle class rappers to say, oh, I want to rap with him or I want him to produce my song. And of course, if you work with one of those big names and it doesn't work out, word gets around and it's just much harder from that place to move up. So if you get a chance to work with one of the alphas of the industry, you kind of got to put up with their crap. That might look like Drake saying, hey, if you want to write on this song, which will probably be number one because I'm Drake, you got to sign over all your publishing to me. It might look like Kanye saying, hey, come out to Wyoming and help me work on the new album. And that means you're sitting there for 2.5 months waiting for him to get focused. It might mean waiting 2 months for Dr. Dre in LA. It's not hazing. It's just these people are busy and they're a little crazy and you gotta deal with their crazy to work with them. Puffy's version of crazy was him drugging you, him touching you, him trying to get you to go along with letting him go all the way. Now you'll probably say, I would never do that. And that's true. You probably wouldn't, but you know, there are people who would.
He would assault her. Then he would, take her on shopping sprees. And so I saw that in Paris. He spent like $500,000 like in one day shopping for her.
There are people who would do anything to get into the entertainment business. And a predator like Puff is expert at finding the person who's willing to do anything. I mean, Rod, for one example, had 6 kids at home and a mother he promised to retire, and nothing else he could do in life more than produce and make music. And he'd been working with Puff for a year on the Love album, and he hadn't been getting paid. So he's like, I have invested a ton in this moment. I can't let this go without getting something out of it. So then when Puff touches him on the butt, he's like, roll your eyes, just accept it. And when Puff gives him a drink and tells him to take a shot, he's like, roll your eyes and just accept it. Just go along with it. And then he wakes up the next day and his butt hurts and he's like, I know what happened, but I have invested too much to stop now. So he keeps going. But the problem is not truly people dying to work in entertainment so much that they would compromise their principles in their body and do anything. The problem is the gatekeepers in the industry demanding people do these sorts of things in order to get into the industry.
So, that's the game? You deal with crazy? That sounds a hell of a lot like predatory abuse, man. These gatekeepers, bro. That's how they keep the gate. That's how they get your booty hole. That's why they want to be at the gate, because they want your booty hole. You ain't gonna just give it. I'll open the gate. What? Gate's closed now. They know people are desperate. 6 kids at home, you got a dream, and Diddy just using his leverage, turning people into his personal playthings. It's a disgusting system, if true. It really makes you wonder how many careers were built on compromised principles and how many was destroyed, all because somebody said, hell no, to the no, 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 yeah, to the no. Justin Bieber tries to distance himself from Diddy's rage.
Justin Bieber said he has never been a victim of Diddy, who helped him break into the industry when he was just 15 years old.
Boy, I tell you, this trial just keeps getting uglier. Justin Bieber, who got his start with Diddy or Usher or some configuration of the two, basically puts out a statement saying, yeah, Diddy harmed people, but not me.
Stop the cap.
But then you got Dawn Richards from Danity Kane. You remember them? We in the car, we riding slow, all of that, right? Making a band, saying something different. and her story is straight out of a true crime documentary. She alleges he went crazy, knocking people upside the head, then locking people in the studio and threatening them with going missing if they say something. Like, oh, what you saw wasn't what you think you saw. That's love. Is you wildin'. Don't say nothing because people be getting found missing. I ain't saying that I'm doing nothing. I'm just saying, shut the fuck up.
Day 5 of the Diddy trial just ended and a lot happened today, so here's what went down in court. Before we get started, Justin Bieber said he has never been a victim of Diddy, who helped him break into the industry when he was just 15 years old, although his reps said many were genuinely harmed by him, but he wasn't. Now, back to the courtroom. Cassie Ventura, 8 months pregnant, finished her 4 emotional, long days on the witness stand. She testified that in 2018, during what would be her final intimate encounter with Diddy, her now husband, Alex Fine, who was her personal trainer at the time, FaceTimed her during a freak-off. No, she did not answer the FaceTime, but Fine later found out that she had been sleeping with Diddy and eventually learned about the alleged rape. When he did, he punched a wall. Cassie also told the jurors that she's in talks to receive a $10 million settlement from the LA hotel where Diddy was caught on video violently assaulting her in 2016. Then a new witness took the stand, Dawn Richard, a singer from Danny T. Kane, the girl group founded by Diddy, and also one of his accusers. She filed a lawsuit last September claiming he once broke into a dressing room and sexually assaulted her. So in court, she testified that she saw Diddy scream at Cassie over breakfast and tried to hit her with a skillet, then punch, kick, and drag her by the hair upstairs. She said she was too shocked and scared to intervene, and the next day, Diddy allegedly locked her and another person inside a recording studio and threatened them. He said what we saw was passion, Richard recalled, and where he's from, people go missing if they talk, threatening her not to talk about what she just saw. She is set to take the witness stand again on Monday, but after everything was said and done on Friday, Alex Fine, Cassie's husband, released a statement fully supporting her. You can pause and read if you want, but he ended it with, "Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her."
So where you from, people go missing if they talk, huh? See, this is the kind of intimidation and fear that keeps these type of weirdos in power for so long. Some people are too scared to speak up, and I can appreciate that. Justin, his statement is mad lukewarm. Sound like he knows way more than he's letting on. Or maybe he can't let on.
And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
You don't want to poke the bear. Not in an industry like this one, because the whole system seems like it's built on fear and silence from your fear. But what do you think? Leave it in the comments and let us know. Behind the streaming, the Roc Nation, DDG Halle Bailey allegations.
I'm a jealous girlfriend, I'm a territorial girlfriend, all of the above.
Okay, let's connect some dots here, because the timing of all this is just too convenient to ignore. I mean, same time Diddy saga is going on, all of a sudden, boom, here goes Halle Bailey talking about DDG did something to me. Chris Brown conveniently gets arrested. These hoes ain't loyal. No, they ain't. What do Chris Brown got to do with all of this? This next clip lays out all of the coincidences around what I call Operation Distract You Ninjas. The theory, these are not random flare-ups. These are strategic diversions, possibly orchestrated by the puppet masters over at Roc Nation. Allegedly. All to pull your eyes away from who? The Illuminati. Yup. Watch as this content creator breaks down the entire playbook.
Is Tory Lanez curse, or is Roc Nation more powerful than we think? Chris Brown posted "Free Tory" yesterday, and now he's under arrest for an assault in 2023. DDG made a song with Tory Lanez in December 2024 called "Handling Business." Months later, DDG is now accused of assaulting Halle Bailey and breaking into her home and sending her pictures. It gets worse. About a month prior, Jay-Z sent DDG a $300,000 bottle of alcohol. He did not read anyone the note. He actually looked incredibly scared and tried to play it off. What does Jay-Z have to do with this? Halle Bailey is signed to Beyonce, and Meg Thee Stallion is signed to Jay-Z. Aiden Ross immediately said "Free Tory" and has some comments to say about Meg Thee Stallion calling her a liar and he instantly loses brand deals, and then receives a cease and desist letter to not mention her anymore. Then DDG's artist gets a bottle of Hennessy from Jay-Z and a threatening note after he exposed the reason DDG and Halle broke up was because of Brent Faiyaz. Only he read his letter saying to stay in your jurisdiction. Do you know who else had freed Tory Lanez and ended up with a plethora of allegations? P. Diddy. I am by no means defending any of these people. Is Jay-Z not to be messed with? Are these celebrities just drunk with power? Don't forget the baby got canceled too when he spoke on Megan Thee Stallion. I also want to say that before Tory spoke ill of Meg Thee Stallion, he was exposing the music industry and made a vow to tell everybody how it really operated. The same way 6ix9ine did and got removed off of Apple. The connections are interesting to say the least. And anybody who is a victim of any form of attack or undergoing any scrutiny, I hope they are now well and I hope they receive justice. Leave what you think in the comments below.
Yeah, so Diddy's in the hot seat and suddenly it's quick. Halle Bailey, Halle, whatever this weird chick's name is.
I'm crazy. I'm so sorry.
Scandal. Chris Brown is arrested. Man, it's like a magic trick. Misdirection 101. And who all benefits from this? Diddy? No. The people at the top. The entertainment industry. Music. Television. Even YouTube. This is the new entertainment. This is the new Hollywood. That's who benefits, not YouTubers. Don't get it twist, get it fixed. Cause this is chess, man. 4D chess, as a matter of fact. And we all here just watching the game. You feel me? Way too much power and money involved to just let any old thing happen. None of this stuff happens randomly. Allegedly. Or do you just think it's bad timing? You tell me, leave it in the comments. Man, yo, I gotta decompress from all of that. As always, leave it in the comments your favorite clip. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. If you like videos like this, tell me, I'll do more of them. But until next time, we'll see you.
It's an evil world we live in. It's an evil world we live in. It's an evil world we live in. It's an evil world we live in.